So after our meeting that day, and Bob Shimmick started to help us. He'd come from White Earth and in his vehicle, little old vehicle, and he wasn't working at the time, but we were passing the hat to pay gas for him and get him a place to stay. And we put together a video of what fracking was. We didn't know exactly what we were going to do with it yet, but one thing we did know was that we were going to educate the tribal council and make them aware. So we went, after we met with the tribal chairman, and we invited the tribal council, but Merle was the only one that showed up. After we met with Merle, he invited us to a meeting with the tribal council, and we took our PowerPoint presentation down there. And Cedar Gillette, who was pretty tech savvy and is now an environmental lawyer, Cedar managed the video, the PowerPoint for us, and Krista Manette, myself, Debbie Gorno, there was, GAT was there. There was just, the room was full. There was probably, I'd say maybe 40, 45 people. Plus the people who were standing out in the hallway heard that there was something going on with the water and that there was, it might be in danger of contamination. And the people who were waiting to see the tribal council asked for permission, and they came in, so we had a whole room full of people. And the tribal council invited us then to present a resolution at the open public meeting. And they wanted to pass a resolution immediately, and the chairman said, we've got a constitutional amendment that says you have to publish 3 days before the meeting. And so they published that day and invited us to the meeting the following Tuesday. Monday morning in the newspaper, the Bureau of Indian Affairs advertised 45 parcels of land for oil development on the Turtle Mountain Reservation right here. And so when we went into the tribal council meeting on Tuesday morning, we switched our resolution. We told them that we needed to take the resolution that we gave them at the meeting on that Friday, and we wanted to substitute a new resolution. And in the new, basically what the resolution did was ban fracking on the Turtle Mountain Reservation. I'm not sure if you've seen that document, but it's on a website that Cedar Gillette and Krista Manette developed called No Fracking Way, Turtle Mountain Tribe. That was our battle cry. And anyway, we substituted the resolution that stated the tribe would ban fracking in perpetuity, forever, on the Turtle Mountain Reservation. And then we amended to demand that the Bureau of Indian Affairs withdraw the advertisements for bids for the oil development. And it passed unanimously by the tribe. We had people from everywhere in that meeting. It was just so, I mean, it was so wonderful to see, you know, the people who were aware of what was going on and what the potential was. That, you know, there wasn't a dissenting voice among us. There were few in the community who had land that thought they wanted to develop it and get rich, but with the overwhelming majority of people, and a lot of people on our reservation don't own land. We have a small land base. We have only one main water source, which is the Shell Valley Aquifer. And if we contaminated our own, part of the message was, if we contaminate our Shell Valley Aquifer, where do we move? Because we can't stay here. Where are you going to go? Where are your children going to go? Who's going to come and take care of the cemetery where your ancestors are laying? And so all of that became the battle cry, so to speak, for the water protectors. So after the resolution passed, then it was a matter of getting it signed and getting the Bureau to withdraw the oil bids. It took about, maybe 2 weeks to get them called back, and the date was getting closer to when they were going to open the bids. and we were on this with the superintendent, and he was a tribal member. I would say one of our supporters, but you know, the government would never let him admit that. But just the way he, you know, dealt with us, I felt that, you know, he wanted this as bad as we did. So when shortly before it became final, I visited with him, and he said, Carol, we want to do this right. If I just jot down anything in a letter, I could mess it up. So he said, the solicitor is writing the letter for me. And so I would say maybe a week before the bids were to be opened, I get a phone call. And you know, I knew the girl that called me. To this day, I cannot remember who she was. She knows probably, but all she said was, Carol, she said, you didn't get this call from me. But she said, I just want you to know that the superintendent dropped about 100 letters into the mail today, withdrawing the bids on the oil development on the reservation.
Wow.
So that's how close we came. Yeah, and we rewrote the water code. Someone had been in there. There was a whole section on fracking, and it told how to frack safely and how to have a water pit and how it should be lined in order to keep it safe, and it was going to last forever, and benzene was never going to get into the watershed, which would eventually leak into our aquifer. But we took that whole section out. We published in the newspaper, and the water code became an ordinance for our tribe. Yeah, so it's not a code anymore, it's an act, because one of our tribal attorneys, Richard Manette, said, code sounds like it can be changed, he said, but it's a law. He said, what the tribe did was created a law. And so if you go on the Tribal Nations Research Group webpage, the water code, the new water code is published there. And there is a water commission. I was never on it because I felt that because of my age, I'm 73, I wanted the younger people to take charge, but I attend as many meetings as I can. I used to attend all of them, but now I go to as many as I can. And still, I believe the sentiment is still there on our tribe that, you know, we will not allow fracking on this reservation.